Welcome to Farming Aid.
When you step into a livestock fair in America, you're not just walking into an event filled with barns, arenas, and show rings. You're stepping into a living tradition where history meets the future of farming. These fairs are more than competitions, they are testing grounds for breeds that could become tomorrow's champions. Every animal paraded before the judges represents years of breeding, care, and vision, and hidden among the familiar giants are rising stars, breeds with unique traits that could transform American agriculture. In this video, we'll uncover the story of livestock fairs and explore the next champion breeds that are quietly reshaping the future of farming across the country. Among cattle, one name that has started catching attention in recent years at state and regional fairs is the Bolingo. This strikingly patterned breed, with its wide white belt contrasting against a solid black or red body, is more than just eye candy for the show ring. Bolingos have been bred with an eye toward both beef quality and docility. Judges and fairgoers alike are impressed not just by their unique markings, but by their muscling and calm temperament. For smaller-scale farmers, especially those hoping to attract consumers directly through farm-to-table programs, the Bolingo has become a quiet revolution. Its meat is tender, marbled, and commands premium prices in niche markets. At the fairs, when a Bolingo walks into the arena, people notice, and the conversations afterward often linger on how such a visually stunning breed could also be so practical for the modern beef industry. The cattle spotlight, however, is not owned by just one breed. Another surprising champion candidate making waves is the miniature Hereford. While their larger relatives have long dominated cattle shows and commercial beef production, the miniature version has carved out its own special place. At fairs, kids and young 4-H members love showing them because they are easier to handle and safer than towering full-sized bulls. But don't let their smaller stature fool you. These cattle are efficient converters of grass into beef, require less acreage to raise, and their meat quality rivals, if not surpasses, many of the larger breeds. As urban and suburban homesteading grows in popularity, fairs have become the platform where the miniature Hereford is introduced to families who dream of raising cattle but lack the land for traditional herds. In a sense, fairs are functioning as the matchmaker between an emerging breed and a new generation of small-scale ranchers. If cattle are the heavyweights of livestock fairs, then goats are the scrappy challengers. For decades, dairy goats like the Nubian and Alpine or meat breeds like the boar have dominated their classes. But now, another breed is climbing its way to champion status, the Kiko goat. Originating from New Zealand, Kikos were bred for hardiness, rapid growth, and parasite resistance. When they first appeared at American fairs, some dismissed them as too rugged or too plain compared to the flashy boar goats. Yet, year after year, Kikos are proving their worth in both the show ring and the pasture. Judges increasingly praise their muscling and structure, while farmers watching from the stands are impressed by their ability to thrive without intensive management. With the growing demand for goat meat in ethnic and gourmet markets across the United States, the Kiko's rise at fairs is a signal of where the industry may be headed. Sheep, too, are seeing their own quiet revolution at these events. Traditionally, breeds like Suffolk and Hampshire have dominated shows, known for their size and meat quality. But in recent years, the Dorper sheep has stepped into the limelight. Recognizable by its distinctive white body and black head, the Dorper is a South African breed that has adapted surprisingly well to American conditions. Farmers admire its ability to produce a heavy carcass with excellent meat quality, all while thriving on relatively low-quality forage. The Dorper is also a hair sheep, meaning it sheds its coat naturally and doesn't require shearing, a labor-saving trait that has drawn interest from younger farmers with limited resources. At fairs, spectators often gather around Dorper pens, intrigued by their appearance, and conversations usually end with someone saying, "That's the future of meat sheep." The breed's consistent wins in carcass competitions confirm that fairs are playing a role in cementing the Dorper's reputation as America's next champion. In the world of swine, fairs have always been hotbeds of innovation. Here, breed trends are often spotted years before they hit mainstream production. While Yorkshire and Duroc pigs remain dominant, there is growing chatter around the Kunekune pig, a small, grazing breed originally from New Zealand. Kunekunes are unusual in that they thrive on grass alone, unlike most pigs that need grain-heavy diets. At fairs, they stand out not just because of their compact size and distinctive, friendly faces, but also because they are an ideal breed for sustainable, small-scale farming. Families are drawn to them, children love showing them, and chefs intrigued by their meat are starting to take notice. Watching them in the pens at livestock fairs, it is easy to see why people think they could become champions of niche pork markets in the years to come. And then there are the horses. While fairs may not crown champion beef or champion dairy in the equine world, they do serve as a stage where breeds capture public imagination. One standout is the Gypsy Vanner horse, with its long flowing mane, feathered legs, and striking piebald or skewbald coats. Though not a traditional farm horse in America, its rise at livestock fairs has been meteoric. Spectators are mesmerized by its beauty, but more importantly, farmers and ranchers recognize its calm demeanor and versatility. Gypsy Vanners have been used for driving, riding, and even therapy programs, and their presence at fairs hints at how this breed could transition from being a rare novelty to a mainstream favorite in rural communities. What ties all of these stories together is the role fairs play in shaping the future of American agriculture. These aren't just exhibitions, they are proving grounds. When a new or underappreciated breed performs well in the ring, it sparks curiosity. That curiosity leads to experimentation on farms, and successful experiments lead to broader adoption. The champions of tomorrow are being discovered in the barns and arenas of today's county and state fairs. But it's not just about the breeds themselves, it's also about the people who raise them. At fairs, young farmers in 4-H and FFA programs lead their animals into the ring with a mix of nervousness and pride. Their choices in breeds reflect broader trends. When more kids show miniature Herefords, or Dorper sheep, or Kiko goats, it signals a generational shift. These fairs are teaching young farmers not just how to care for animals, but how to spot potential in places others might overlook. And that ability, to see a champion before the world does, is what drives agricultural progress. As fairs continue to evolve, so too does the definition of a champion. No longer is it just about size or flashiness. Today, champions are also judged by efficiency, adaptability, sustainability, and the ability to meet changing consumer demands. That's why breeds like the Bolingo, miniature Hereford, Kiko, Dorper, Kunekune, and Gypsy Vanner are emerging as serious contenders. They embody qualities that align with where farming is headed: smaller footprints, stronger resilience, and closer connections to local markets. So, when you next find yourself wandering the aisles of pens and stalls at a livestock fair, look beyond the ribbons. Watch the animals that draw whispers of curiosity from the crowd. Notice the ones that judges praise not just for appearance, but for practical traits. Listen to the conversations happening in the stands and around the barns. Because hidden among the familiar champions of today are the breeds that could redefine American farming tomorrow. The fairgrounds may be dusty and the arenas temporary, but the impact of these events stretches far into the future. America's next champion breeds are already here. They are grazing in pastures, being groomed in barns, and stepping confidently into show rings across the country. The livestock fair is simply the place where their journey into history begins. And for anyone paying attention, it's clear that the future of farming is unfolding right before our eyes, one animal at a time. As we've seen, livestock fairs are more than just ribbons and trophies. They are the stage where America's next champion breeds step into the spotlight, proving their worth not only in the show ring but also in the pastures and farms that feed our communities. From cattle and goats to sheep, pigs, and even horses, these fairs reveal the animals that have the potential to shape the future of farming in ways we're only beginning to understand. If you enjoyed this look into the world of livestock fairs and the rising breeds making waves across America, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment below to share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more deep dives into the animals and innovations driving agriculture forward. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.